Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. I'm out of breath for some reason. According to online speculation, the EU are banning some good things and some bad things. Another celebrity has a skincare line and that whole spider moisturizer thing needs to be debunked. Again, apparently. Is retinol being banned in Europe? Long story short, no. But there are changes coming. There are restrictions coming. These vicious rumors that retinol is being banned in Europe, there's some half-truths here. Retinol, first of all, isn't being banned, but the percentages allowed in cosmetics are being restricted. And those restrictions are not in Europe, they are in the European Union. And this is retinol that is sold over the counter in a shop. So that means that countries who aren't in the European Union, like the UK, these restrictions do not apply to us. We all know what retinol is, right? A vitamin A derivative that is known to supposedly be one of the only scientifically proven ingredients to help with fine lines, wrinkles, whilst also doing a plethora of other things. Whilst that's not quite the truth, there are plenty of other ingredients that can help you achieve the same, not the same thing retinol can, but the kind of things you're after with retinol. Retinol is still, I guess you can say, the gold standard. So this restriction is basically due to a change in scientific opinion on vitamin A, in particular retinol, retinol palmitate, and retinol acetate. So this review was carried out by the Scientific Committee on Consumer Safety, and a very long, complicated story short, they kind of feel like people may have been overdosing on retinol, well, vitamin A. They were like people may be consuming too much on a daily basis and then they might be applying it topically too much. They were basically being, in my opinion, super overly cautious and decided to limit the percentage that we have in our cosmetics. So those restrictions mean that we're going to see retinol at its highest at 0.3% in face and hand creams and 0.05 in body products. So brands have been given 36 months for this transition. They have until 2026 to clear those higher percentages off the shelves, change their packaging, all that kind of stuff, or maybe even just pull their products out the European Union. However, I do think this means this is going to lead to more combination serums coming out of brands because the European Union is a big market. And I also feel like we're going to be seeing retinol esters a lot because there are loopholes here. I'm not quite sure what they are, but there are loopholes. This also doesn't mean that people in the European Union are banned from buying higher percentage retinols from abroad. But it's not just retinol that's actually taken a hit recently in the European Union. We have kojic acid, which is now actually limited to 1% absolute maximum in face and hand products. UV filter 4-methylbenzylidene, camphor, is banned completely. The use of alpha-arbutin is now limited to the maximum percentage concentration of 2% in hand and body care. In face creams, just face creams? I don't know. Most of those changes we're going to see take effect this year. Not banned, but restricted. But one thing that has been banned by the European Union, and it's a good one, is greenwashing. Greenwashing has been pretty much a staple in the beauty industry for years. Years and years and years. Not just the beauty industry, but automobile industry. I don't know what the real name is for cars. In food, but especially prevalent in the beauty world. For those who are unfamiliar with the term greenwashing, according to Investopedia, greenwashing is the process of conveying a false impression or misleading information about how a company's products are environmentally sound. Greenwashing involves making an unsubstantiated claim in order to deceive customers into believing that a company's products are environmentally friendly or have a greater positive environmental impact than they actually do. But also, greenwashing can occur when a brand tries to overemphasize aspects of a product to kind of like overshadow the dodgy aspects of the product, the environmentally damaging practices. Example greenwashing that we have seen recently is Skin by Kim and their refill packaging that actually didn't cut down on plastic at all, like you may as well just bought the refills. And a lash brand called Lily Lashes who claim that their lashes were made from cruelty-free mink, when it's basically impossible when fur, in this case mink, came from a fur farm. So now European Parliament are putting on what are some of the strictest rules and regulations in the world on the green claims that brands can make. And they've approved this new greenwashing legislation, the Directive on Empowering Consumers for the Green Transition. According to businessgreen.com, this legislation will ban a number of vague green claims that we see on a daily basis in all sectors of our lives and all types of companies, such as carbon neutral, net zero, or environmentally friendly. Such claims will now need to be substantiated by an official certification scheme set up by public authorities, while claims that are solely based on offsetting will be banned. Now, this will also also affect the UK actually, so it's not just the European Union, though we are not part of the EU anymore because of trading laws. So we will see those rules and bans come into effect here as well, which is amazing. And these will come into effect by 2026. This is a good step forward, not only for banning this kind of like greenwashing, misinformation, or, you know, putting the wool over the sheep's eyes. No. Putting the wool over the sheep's eyes. Google it, Google it, Google it. Pulling the wool over the sheep's eyes. This is a good step forward because not only does this put a stop to the misleading claims and making us consumers think we're making good, guilt-free purchases when we're not, but this is also going to give us a solid idea. By the sounds of it, it sounds like there's going to be an official certification scheme for what green really consists of, because at the moment it's an unregulated term. There is no scheme, there's no kind of like checklist you have to go through. People are just putting the word green on everything. So we're gonna have a solid idea of what green consists of and what truly makes a difference, I hope. Who predicted a Pamela Anderson skincare line? Me neither. I'm happy for her though. Some people aren't, I am. Actually, I kind of did see this coming. No, I didn't see it coming, but it's not a surprise. I think especially more recently, as we've seen her kind of not only having this toned down look, as the media have been calling it, but going to huge fashion events completely makeup free. And I guess I kind of saw this coming because it's something Alicia Keys did. She chose to go makeup free for a very long time, and then she released a skincare brand, and I believe now she wears a little bit more makeup. Who cares? She could do what she wants, right? It's her choice. But this isn't actually Pamela Anderson's brand. I believe her and her two sons have invested in this. Basically, they didn't create this brand, they now own it. She is now the new owner and co-founder of beauty brand Sonsi Skin. And honestly, she seems to align with this brand's philosophy pretty well. It is one of those brands that's all about inner beauty, minimalism, and unfortunately it is one of those clean beauty brands. But it does seem to be a brand who wants to celebrate you in your most natural form without any kind of fillers, filters, full face of makeup. One of those brands, you know. And again, aligning with Pamela Anderson, and she said herself in the promotional video for this new co-owning that beauty to her is freedom. Being barefaced is being vulnerable and intimate. And she feels that Sonsi give beautiful products that are self-care. The brand is very simple. They have 3 products. They have a mask, a balm, and a serum. As much as this brand doesn't interest me, honestly, in any way whatsoever, I do think when we look at celebrities launching brands, they're always gonna do it. If it's not perfume, it's skincare. And we have to think, does this brand really align with what the celebrity's, I guess, public persona is? And I honestly think where Pamela Anderson is in her life right now, I think this type of brand suits her perfectly. I did mention not everyone's so happy for her. There is some controversy, and critics are now calling her choice to go makeup free a PR stunt just to sell skincare. And honestly, I would believe this. It's not beyond a celebrity to do this kind of thing if Pamela Anderson's transformation hadn't been going since 2017. Back in 2017 is when the media started to first report on what they were calling her stripped back look, her more natural look. And that has just very naturally over the years turned into going makeup free for public appearances. So it's been a very long publicity stunt. But I don't believe that. I don't believe it's been a publicity stunt. I truly believe that she just connects with this brand on some level and maybe wanted to invest and do something else. The year started off strange for Sol de Janeiro. Claims that one of their moisturizers attracted spiders. This has to be one of the quickest viral kind of like product sensations I've seen, not just this year, but ever. For literally like a week this lasted, I feel. So according to a review on the Sephora website, the new Sol de Janeiro Delicia Drench Body Butter attracted spiders. 1-star review, scent attracts wolf spiders. If you're scared of wolf spiders, watch out for these lotions, lol. I wanted to love them so bad, but one of the ingredients is like kryptonite to wolf spiders. When I put it on, instantly one will come out. Normally, I'll see one every like 3 years. Use this and it was every day. I stopped using it and haven't seen one since. And one time, the spider wanted to eat whatever ingredient it is so bad that it chased me. This is such bullshit. I swear on everything. I'd run left, it ran left. I'd ran right, it ran right. Like it was legit following the scent. And no, the scent isn't that good. Nothing a $5 vanilla cream can't match. So yeah, do be careful if you're frightened of spiders, especially big wolf ones. Also, please don't hurt them if you do wear this and they appear. Use a cup and put them outside. Sorry for a disappointing review. I mean, instantly you can tell it's written by a child, I believe. I believe that's written by somebody maybe like 12 to 18. One Reddit user actually decided to put these claims to the test, and they posted somewhere on Reddit, I will experiment today and keep you updated. Update, 4 hours. I have seen 2 spiders at work, and one came at me, one didn't. I put some cream on a tissue tissue to see if it would interest the spider. We'll update soon. Update 10 hours. Spiders went to the tissue paper. I think they're attracted to the pheromones of the cream. And one user actually posted a picture of a spider bite after supposedly using this lotion. So what were the ingredients people were claiming were attracting these spiders? What were these kryptonite ingredients? Supposedly they were farnesyl acetate and hexadecyl acetate, two ingredients you find actually quite commonly in skincare. I believe they're purely fragrant ingredients, which according to a study somewhere that was done at some point, can mimic pheromones from sexually receptive female spiders. Sol de Janeiro were quite quick to act, actually, on these reviews and this weird gossip going around about this spider cream. They posted a statement on their Instagram stories, basically saying that these ingredients aren't even in this lotion. They're not in any of our lotions, actually. They say while they may attract a lot of attention from people, they won't from arachnids. The New York Times actually got involved and they spoke to Dr. Floyd Shockley, chair of the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History's Entomology Committee, about this whole situation and said it's highly unlikely that the skin cream company, through some random chance and this formulation, just so happened to combine enough things in just the right proportion to mimic a spider compound. It would have had to be a massive coincidence, which again, it wasn't, because these ingredients weren't even present in the cream. Who just goes on the internet and makes up this shit? I do not for a second believe that review that a spider was chasing a human being around a house because they liked the smell of a cream and wanted to have sex with her? No. Is that what that means? I don't know. Were they sexually attracted to this human purely because they smelled like a spider? I know there is an insect, but I do believe they're cleverer than that. Like they didn't just say spiders really like this for some reason. They said, but one of the ingredients is like kryptonite to wolf spiders, suggesting that there was definitely something in here. I don't know. It's weird. Let's not believe everything we read in the review section, first of all, especially on Reddit. Like, why are we doing this in 2024? If you found today's video interesting, you might want to check out my whole When Beauty Turns Ugly playlist or some general light entertainment here. It's up to you, and I'll see you next time.